Hey, welcome. So today we're going to peek behind the curtain a little bit. We're going to look at the practical, hands-on tools that are used to create really powerful group experiences. And we're pulling our inspiration from the world of live-action role-playing, or LARP, to build a kind of toolkit that, honestly, anyone can use, anywhere. So here's the big question, right? How do you actually build a whole new reality for a group of people? And then, just as importantly, how do you help them safely return home? It's this process of consciously stepping into something different and then stepping out of it again. And believe me, it takes real skill and a deliberate structure.
It all comes down to this core idea called the magic circle. Think of it like a temporary bubble where the normal rules of life are paused and a new set of rules and a new reality take over. So we're going to walk through the whole journey, setting the stage to get into the circle, cooling down to get back out, and then making sense of everything that happened inside.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is all from gaming, right? And yeah, that's where these techniques were perfected, but they're really a universal toolkit. Seriously, whether you're a facilitator, a teacher, a manager, anyone creating a group experience can use these to make it more focused, safe, and way more impactful. So let's think of what we're talking about as a facilitator's toolkit. It's this curated collection of exercises, and each one is designed for a specific phase of an event. Their whole purpose is to build trust, help people step into a role, or maybe just a new mindset. And, this is absolutely crucial, make sure everyone feels psychologically safe from the beginning all the way to the end.
All right, let's dive into part one, setting the stage. This is all about the prep work. It's about getting the group ready to consciously and, comfortably step into this shared experience together.
I just love this metaphor. One of the key warm-up exercises is called time to launch. And instead of just saying, okay, go be your character, it guides you through this physical and mental shift. It's literally like a launch sequence for your imagination, using your breath, your posture, to help you transition from your everyday self into a brand new role.
Look, you can't just throw people into the deep end. It doesn't work. Before any of the really profound stuff can happen, you've got to build a solid foundation. These first exercises are all about creating a shared language, building up the group's energy, and establishing trust through simple, fun activities. And the range of these tools is it's awesome. On one hand, you've got classic team-building stuff like the human knot, which forces everyone to physically coordinate and communicate. But then, on the other hand, you have character-building exercises like yes and, which comes from improv. It teaches people how to co-create and build on each other's ideas without judgment.
Okay, check out this brilliant example. It's called Shared Secret. Everyone writes down a secret for their character. Then, you pass the paper to the person next to you. Suddenly, you're holding someone else's secret. Then, and here's the genius part, you pair up and invent stories about how you found out each other's secrets. What you get is this intricate web of hidden relationships and plot hooks before the main event is even begun.
Now for part two, the cool down. Because leaving an intense experience requires just as much deliberate care as entering it. This whole phase is about guiding everyone safely out of that magic circle and back into reality.
And here we have the perfect bookend to our launch metaphor. The counter exercise is called time to land. It uses the exact same principles: guided awareness, focusing on your breath, feeling your own hands, even giving yourself a hug, to gently guide you back into your own body and your own identity. It's a process of coming home.
The technical term for this process is de-rolling, and it's so important. After you've spent hours thinking and feeling and acting like someone else, especially if it was emotionally intense, you absolutely need a process to consciously shed that persona. This isn't just about stopping play. It's a fundamental practice for psychological safety.
And de-rolling can be surprisingly physical. There's an exercise called Shake It Off, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You literally shake the character out of your body, shaking your right arm, then your left, right leg, left leg. It's a simple, super energetic way to release a character's physical tension and habits.
And there's a whole menu of tools here. You've got simple things like strip off your character, which can be a symbolic act, like taking off a costume piece. Then there's I was, I am, which is a verbal exercise to reclaim who you are. And one of my favorites, the car wash, which is this fun, playful group activity where you wash the character off of someone. There's a tool for every level of intensity.
So finally, we get to part three, making sense of it all. This is the debrief. The journey is not complete until you've had a chance to process, understand, and actually learn from what you just went through.
Because think about it, an intense experience without reflection is just an event that happened. The debrief is what turns it into a meaningful, lasting takeaway. It's the bridge that connects the world of play to the world of real learning.
One of the most elegant tools for this part of the journey is called the Rose debrief. It's a method that uses a really simple, beautiful metaphor to help structure an emotional reflection in a balanced way.
And the method itself could not be simpler. You just ask participants to share two things: the thorn, which represents something that was painful or challenging, and the rose, which represents something that was positive or meaningful. This simple structure makes sure that both the good and the bad get equal attention.
Now, for a more analytical kind of debrief, there's the what, so what, now what model. It's fantastic. Step 1, what, is just about describing the facts, what actually happened. Step 2, so what, is where you analyze it and figure out what it all means. And step 3, now what, is about creating a concrete plan based on what you learned. It's a powerful way to turn an experience into real, actionable knowledge.
So let's bring it all together. What we've really been exploring here is this incredibly comprehensive toolkit for designing and guiding pretty much any kind of human experience.
I mean, we've covered everything from energizers and icebreakers to kick things off, to exercises that build deep trust and create new worlds, from the vital de-rolling techniques that guarantee safety, all the way to the debriefing methods that help us process emotions and apply what we've learned. This toolkit really covers the entire life cycle of an immersive event.
So, I guess the big takeaway is this: play is serious work. The same structures that make games so compelling and so safe can also make our workshops, our team meetings, and our classes more effective and just more humane. Which really leaves us with a final question: what tools will you use to shape your next experience?